What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You got the almighty DJ CJ Flash. And as you can see, there's some remodeling done to the studio. It is under construction. But that's okay, because guess why? We got a brand new episode of I Remember That Song, and here to tell you all about it is our man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jerry Dove.
CJ, Dominus Ominous.
Dominus Ominous, my brother.
I feel like I should be praying for you, brother, because you look like you they got you in the back basement somewhere in
it's under construction.
Des Moines, Iowa, somewhere or something like that, man.
The people's told me they were going to have it done today, and they didn't, and so this is what we got. It's okay.
Okay.
That's what those government grants will get you.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, as long as you're okay, just blink twice if we need to send somebody to come get you, though.
I sure will. All right.
Hey, but look, I'm thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm Jerry Dove. I'm your host of IRTS Live. We got a great guest tonight. We're gonna have some fun with it. You've been checking that out all week long on Facebook Live and IRTS VIP Lounge, and now he is here tonight. So before we get to him, let's get to the team so we can get to him. So bring the team on up and let's get ready. Let's get ready. You know what? You can't say that. Let's get ready to RUMBBL because that guy's always checking. He will charge you for that.
Is that right?
When I was in radio, we worked at a particular station. I won't even say who did it. She did that. Let's get ready to blank.
Oh, really?
5Gs.
Whoa. Michael Buffer.
Yeah. You got people all over the country waiting for somebody to say that.
Well, let's get ready to mumble. How about that?
All right.
Let's get ready to stumble.
All right. That's 2,500 and 2,500 because I ain't got nothing to do with that. So
okay, fair enough.
all right. Look, let's get going here. Say hello to the mumbling person herself. Ryan Nicole is up in the right hand corner. How you doing, Ryan
What's up,
Nicole?
everybody? I'm just up here, I'm just trying to be silly, you know what I mean?
Amigos.
Yeah, I was saying,
Amigos on.
put a beat up on it. You got $1 million seller right there.
This is what I'm saying. Listen,
Okay.
we don't need bread.
Okay, Ryan Nicole. Okay, Mr. Russell Gatewood, one half of the world famous, been mixing music all over the Bay for over 30 years, and it's time for you to get back out in them streets, bro.
I'm on my way. I'm trying to, man. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the streets to call me.
Okay, all right. We're gonna
I think your phone is ringing. You gotta get your phone off of vibrate. They calling.
Get you some gigs.
No.
You got that.
I got my Rayovac batteries in here. It ain't ringing at all.
Okay. What's the T-shirt you got this week, Mr. T-shirt Guru?
I don't know if you guys can see
Radio
this.
Raheem.
Oh yes. Singing Love Daddy, Tina J, Sweet Willie.
All the way down to Mookie. All the way down to Mookie.
Nice.
Oh, that's tight,
Nice.
brother. That is
Oh,
tight.
and
Fight the power.
Oh.
Dang, you are the realest.
That's a nice shirt. See, something like that. That last name would be down around my knees on me. So that's
yeah, see,
long.
maybe you can get the 40 acres and a mule nightgown.
See, even when I'm a joke, I think I'm 2 jokes ahead of him. He's 3 jokes ahead of me. So, Tracy Anderson is the CEO of Plush Life Media. And how you doing, Tracy?
I am doing absolutely fabulous. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Are you wearing a T-shirt as well? Is there something there?
It is,
I
but
see
it's
some
not
stripes.
fly, so
Oh, it's very
blessed,
fly.
you know,
It's very
fly.
Blessed.
It is very fly.
I'm blessed. You know.
I'll take blessed over Sweet Dick Willie anytime.
Oh,
Wow.
boy.
In the same sentence. Wow.
In the same.
Give
In
him
the
a
same
cinnamon, Jerry.
sentence.
Well, that's the thing. That's Willie.
Dominus
was
ominous.
Trying to do-
Dominus.
Yeah,
Cast out.
Yeah,
Cast out.
hear him say it. He was blessed.
He was blessed.
I'm big boned.
Big boned.
Dominus ominous to all of you. All of you. I rebuke all of that from all of you.
Please, somebody do it.
Way in the back of the
What
room
do you
there.
think during my segment? You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, Tracy.
Once again, he's in the middle of a virtual insanity video. That's CJ Flash way back there.
CJ.
Flash, I cannot see your face at all. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. Okay, you ready? You got a lot of work with tonight, Flash, because we got a guest on tonight that's going to be something. So listen here, IRTS Live is proud to present to you Mr. Chucky Booker. He's a multi-instrumentalist, a songwriter, a producer, an artist. He's a godson of Barry White, the music director for Janet Jackson, Lionel Richie, and a whole lot more. He's got 2 songs that we still love, Turned Away, and Why You Wanna Play these games on me. I had to sing that before he got on here. So
Well,
let's
that
say
was
hello.
good.
You like that?
That was all right, especially with his face over there. His face
Yeah,
over
Is
yeah,
he
there.
really
Mona.
gonna come on after he heard you sing
Well,
that song?
let's find out what's going on. Bring in Mr. Chucky Booker.
Okay.
You thought Michael Buffer was going to hit you for $5
Ooh,
grand.
there he is. Hey, he made.
Hey,
What's going on, Chucky?
What's up, brother?
How you
what's
doing?
happening?
How you
Doing
doing?
good, man. Doing
Good,
good.
man.
Good.
Great. How are you?
Doing great.
Now you've learned a little bit about all of us. You still want to
Yes,
sit
I
here
have.
for an hour or so? You good?
Absolutely, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm like a chameleon. I can blend into any situation. So
Okay,
let's
well,
keep it going.
well, come on, Cletus. Come on. Let's go.
Come on, Cletus.
A few weeks ago, we had a very good friend of yours, Mr. Eddie Menfield, on the show.
Eddie, that's my guy.
Yeah, and he had such a good time. He said, I'm going to tell all my friends to come on the show. And the first name he said was yours. I said, get Chucky Booker, please.
Yes.
And I hit you up, and you said yes, and here we go.
Here we are.
Word. Yes.
Word.
So Jerry, we have people all over the country that are viewing right now. They are coming in from Twitch. They're coming in from Facebook. They're coming in from Twitter and YouTube. So I think it's going to be a really fun show.
I think you're right. Why don't we do this? I want everybody say a quick hello to Chucky and say the first thing that's on your mind, and then we'll get some music going. How about that? Ryan Nicole, let's start with you.
What's the water that you're drinking? Because you don't age, brother. What's going on?
That part.
Let me know.
I do age, but thank you. But I really don't drink a lot of water, to be honest with you.
What? Well, tell me what's the soda diet? Let me know. Tell the
It's
people.
not even soda, you know. I mean, for me, it's just I eat a lot of fruit. I'm just a fruit person.
Okay.
I mean, as soon as I get up in the morning to midday throughout the evening, I just love fruit. So
Okay. Baby, bring me some cherries. I'm telling my husband. Bring me them cherries up here.
The pineapple.
Okay, I'm trying to get on the regimen right now.
Tracy, say hello to Chucky, Tracy.
Well, listen, I'm trying not to fan out, right?
Okay.
Try not to fan out, but I am such a major fan of your work as a producer, writer, and recording artist.
Thank you, Tracy.
You are so welcome. The work. I mean, we'll talk about all the amazing things that you've been a part of. I'm good friends with Steve Russell from Troop.
That's my guy too.
Yes. So I inboxed him about this today, but. This is amazing. I cannot wait to hear your stories. I'm just so excited to meet you. So excited.
Thank you.
Big Russ.
I'm happy to see my guy, man. It's been years.
That's my guy right there too. I haven't seen Russ in years.
This you talk about fanning out. This is my Marvel comic book homie. Everybody else is talking about a Yamaha DX7. He and I are sitting there talking about the Silver Surfer.
Absolutely.
That's my guy right there.
Yeah.
All right. CJ Flash.
Way in the back.
Go ahead.
Flash.
What's going on, Chucky? Say, listen, man, I met you 1989, and I was working with a group called the Timex Social Club. We came to the Circle Star. You were performing with Gerald Albright and George Duke.
Yes.
And we talked to you about producing this record. And if you would have got a hold of that record, it's no telling where we would have been. So keep looking out. Appreciate and look forward to all the stories that are coming. I already know.
Likewise.
Yes,
Likewise.
All right, Flash. Let's go. Let's get some music on. Let's get this show started. Go ahead.
Times I feel we are losing time one share, and rolling wind, in ecstasy. Do you seem to really care? I've been just saying not to worry. I can only speak for myself. It was a day. And just when I'm it over, girl, you make the choice.
Yeah, I think CJ was waiting to get back to the hook. That's good, CJ, because we just left us all hanging.
Woo.
Turned Away is a
Turned Away.
humongous hit. Is that your biggest hit, or is Games bigger? What is that the hit?
No, Games is actually, as far as me as an artist, Games is actually bigger.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, tell us about Turned Away. That's such a good sounding song right there. It still sounds fresh.
Thank you.
You still like hearing it? You still, or do you hear it
Yes,
now and
I
say,
do.
"Wow, I wish I had done this"? Like
No,
all these
no.
years later? No, that was it.
Once I complete a project, I move on. I keep it pushing. It is what it is. Hey, there it is.
Okay.
And it is great. It is great. Like I think it is a perfectly executed song. It is literally, I'm not saying this just to gas. It's one of my favorite songs. This
Thank
time
you.
of the season, it's perfect for. It's a barbecue cookout party throwdown situation, and it has not aged, similar to the person who wrote it, clearly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
It has such a feel good, all the feel good elements that you need in the song. You know, when I'm driving to LA and the wind is just blowing, you know, look at our beautiful scenery in California, you want to play Turn Away, you know, and I don't know, it's just amazing. It's amazing. And it was very, very unique, I think, at the time of its release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to think so. A lot of people really connect that song to being New Jack, but it's really not New Jack, to be honest with you. It's actually a go-go beat that's underneath it. But
That's right.
since, you know, New Jack came out that time and Teddy and Guy, they just said, oh, we'll just push it right into that. But technically, it's really not a New Jack song. It's go-go.
That's real.
Yeah.
Okay, it does have that go-go feel to it when you think about it.
Yeah.
New Jack has roots in go-go. Definitely.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Flash. Go ahead. Get another one going, Flash.
Girl, it's directed to you. You know I got myself in a real big mess. I know that one of you can help me through the way. The problem that I had was 5 foot 5, 120 pounds of pure dynamite. She played her explosive onto my heart and blew me up, hurt me inside. You came to me with loving arms, and I let her in. I know, how could this be? That she changed on me and called up the doctor to said, rescue me, baby, rescue me.
All right, Chucky Booker. That one looked like you put a smile on your face, like you're a little surprised to hear that.
I was very surprised to hear that.
See, that's what we do on this show. It's called I Remember That Song. See?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
That song was called Rescue Me, and it's RESQ. Basically about this girl who I just saw her, I fell hard for her, and I couldn't get out the hole. And I said, I need somebody to get me out the hole because she got me.
Based on a true story? Do we need to go get this chick? We got to go get her?
No.
I want to be your man. So if I can be your man too, like the rest, I'll go get her if we need to.
No, these are all fictional type layouts.
That's a good answer, and stick with that. That's your story.
Right.
Sticking to it. Go ahead.
Wise
man.
move. Wise move. See, they're gonna go to the track list, huh?
Russ, talk about that song, Russ.
Oh, you're on mute.
Turn your mic on.
You're on mute.
Fail. That was a fail. Okay.
All right, let me say that up again. Russ, talk about that song, Russ.
Rescue Me was one of those joints.
Rescue
that we found.
You.
Yeah, Rescue You was one of those joints we found on as DJs. We kept searching for different songs, and that was one of those joints we played, and we started playing it and playing it and playing it, and then all of a sudden we started hearing it on the radio. Mm-hmm. We kind of were patting ourselves on the back, like, yeah, there's more to this record, you know. Mm-hmm. So it was cool, good pull, Flash, and I'm glad you started with Turned Away because you could have went in so many different directions,
Yeah.
man. But I'm glad you started with that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right, now, speaking of starting, I understand as a young lad, or I don't know, actually, I don't know when you became Barry White's godson. But when did that happen? Were you a youngster, or was that when you're a little older, or what?
No, I was a youngster. I was like, I was about 10 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did your family know Mr. Barry White?
Well, that's really crazy. I grew up, my early part of my life, I grew up in San Pedro, California.
Mm.
And so at that time, my mother and my grandmother they were both gospel pianists. They both played in church. So it was only a matter of time for me to come up after them. My uncle is also a jazz flautist. He plays flute. My entire family is musically orientated. So it was just a matter of time. So growing up, I was about 10 years old. At that time, my mom's best friend, Glodine White. Now, Glodine was married to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
But Glodine used to babysit me because they were best friends, and they're still best friends to this day.
Wow.
So as a kid, when Barry found Glodine, and they started working in the studio, I guess at that point, Glodine told Barry about my mom and me, and she said, "Hey, my best friend, her son, he's 10 years old, but he's extremely talented. This guy plays everything. He needs some encouragement, being from the inner city, from the neighborhood. I think it would be great if you met him just to give him some encouragement, as a musician." And so out of nowhere, Barry came down to the hood in LA to my house. I'll never forget this as long as I live. He came up, pulled up in a white Continental Mark IV, a 1974, with skirts on it, white walls.
Whoa.
So, and where I used to live, you have to go up the stairs and get to my house. But all my friends were outside, and they all ran to my door and said, "Yo, Barry White is parked outside your door." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "He's parked outside. He's coming up." So I look outside the window, and I see this guy coming up the stairs, walking towards my house. Now, mind you, this was 1974, and this is where he was just larger than life.
Yeah.
So to actually see him come up and then come inside the house, I met him. That did it for me. I knew what I wanted to do. I said I wanted to be in music because this guy took his time out, took me under his wing as a kid, and basically taught me everything that I know. And that was it. That's how it started.
Wow. And I bet you when that big man with that voice told you to behave and get home, you got home.
Trust me. Trust me. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It's hard to want to be anything but a musician after an experience like that.
Yeah, right.
You can't be like, well, I'd rather be a postman, Mr. White.
Yeah.
And because he wouldn't say, "Right on, baby, that's all right." No, we're not doing that, son. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Yo, I gotta ask a question. So, were you traumatized? Glodine with those fingernails and was your babysitter. That would have scared the death out of me. That
it is scary. I was used to it. I was used to it.
All right, so let me ask you this now. So that left such an impression on you, and rightfully so. Have you ever returned a favor? Has somebody else's mother come up to you and said, "My son is this," or "My daughter's that"?
Oh, all the time. I'm
good.
always, giving out as much information and trying to help out as much as I can because I knew what it did for me. So I said, you know what? I have to return the favor at some point. And that all started with working with new artists. As I was coming up, I started working with a lot of new artists, True Per Se, with those guys. I try to work with anybody and everybody that I can to help, outside of the situation, how I came up. So I try to do as much as I can.
Fantastic. Well, it may be a little early in the show to say this, but I say this every time I have the opportunity. We have a fantastic artist on the panel here. Miss Ryan Nicole is a fantastic MC. She does it all. I say it all the time. So she's amazing. So one day you should work with Ryan Nicole.
I'll take it. I was going to offer up my son. He plays a mean triangle. He's 7 years old.
All right.
Well, I'd love to hear your
Oh,
work.
Chucky, you ain't said nothing but a word. I mean,
There it is.
we could go right now, but we got a limited time. We're going to
Okay.
connect. All right.
Well, definitely,
All right.
definitely.
Please and thank you. Praise the
All
Lord.
right.
You're welcome.
Keep that music on, CJ Flash.
Looking at your pictures each and every day. Keeping all your cards and your letters stashed away. Although they mean so much, I'd rather have your touch. Kisses and your hugs I can learn to wait. But looking at your cards and letters can't replace the feeling of being with you. It makes the heart go fonder. But sometimes I often wonder, sentimental, I don't know why I'm so I can't control it, baby. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Another one put a smile on your face there. Look at
I
that.
haven't heard that. I haven't heard that in so long. I mean, you guys are pulling them out of the woodwork.
Yes.
That
We
guy,
did-
CJ.
We're paying
that's that
tribute
guy-
to you, brother.
this
We're
guy
paying
right here.
tribute to you. We're trying to honor you tonight and give you some flowers, as they say. So we
Yeah.
appreciate you coming. So
Yeah.
Tracy, that one put a smile on your face too. Go ahead, Tracy.
What?
That song put a smile on your That's where you should talk. Question.
I'm looking over here. I'm trying not to. So no, Layla Hathaway. First of all, is Layla Hathaway,
Mhm.
and
That
she and we wanted to hear an up tempo. We wanted to hear her, do something like that. And who better, than you? I mean, it was just an amazing combination from my standpoint. But I love Layla, and I love what you did with her. Tell me about that experience in terms of someone who's so rich vocally. Did you have any stories from working with her?
You know what? I was already a big fan of her father. Growing up. So the moment I was contacted to say, "Hey, we want you to work with Layla Hathaway," and I said, "Okay." Hathaway. I said, "You have the demo." They let me hear the demo. I was in tears. This was in 1990. I was in tears because I could hear so much of her father through her,
Yeah.
and it was just absolutely amazing. So the moment I met her, I said, "You know what? I think everyone's going to probably do ballads." So I said, "I just want to, try something different, flip it, just to be different." And she was with it. She was all with it. So yeah, it worked out fine. And she is an exceptional, amazing artist to this day.
Yeah.
She's been consistent throughout her entire career.
You're right.
And Nicole, I know she's one of your favorite artists.
She is
right?
one of my absolute
Absolutely
favorites.
one of my favorites.
Yeah, yours too, Chucky. She is one of my favorites. I have that tape. I have that CD. I had to take the tape back together. The CD is scratched up. The Spotify playlist. I mean, that's actually the tape I learned how to fix tapes on. That's how I played out that
Wow.
deal.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Layla.
Look, she is the homie, and she's gonna come on the show. But she is the homie. Layla is just,
She is.
man. I want to see you guys do something now. I would love to see you guys do something now.
Yeah.
All right, Flash, you on a roll, man. You putting smiles on people's faces. But before we go to the next song, let's say hello to some more of these people are out there because there's all kind of
Oh, yes, most
comments and everything.
definitely. Listen, let me shout out Charles Hughes, who's always in the building. We thank you for your support.
Hello,
Sharon,
Charles.
we see you. Okay, Sheila the Diva, we see you.
Hey, girl.
Okay.
Hey.
Awesome.
Oh, wait.
Child.
Before you go any further, Sheila the Diva says that she still has the MP3, Chucky, that you sent her when she met you one day, and she told you that games and Turned Away were her favorite songs, and you sent her MP3.
Wow.
She still has it.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing.
Absolutely. So
And
Sheila,
that's saying a lot because I've known Sheila for a while, and she didn't have an opportunity. She didn't have anything to play an MP3 on. So I don't know.
Press.
I know, right? Listen,
we were on
Mary-
such a roll. Keep going, Tracy. Keep
Shout
going.
out to Marilyn Bell. We see you, sweetheart. Felicia, we see you. She said, "Ooh, that Chucky looks good."
Shoot
Hey.
your shot, Felicia. Shoot your shot.
Okay, shoot your shot.
Okay.
Let's see.
Shoot Okay.
That's shots. Never mind. Okay.
Kyun.
Loretta, we see you. Donna, we see you, sweetheart. So thank you guys. Make sure you drop what city you are viewing from. Listen, we have Dwayne. Shout out to Dwayne. He is a serviceman. He actually sent out a shout out video to you. So if we have time, we will definitely make sure that you hear that. Yeah, he's being deployed. So he wanted to shout you out. So that's pretty dope.
Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you.
Michael Austin, who is always supporting. We see you. So you guys, as you are viewing, make sure you share with your people. This is an amazing show. I mean, his energy is so dope. So we want to make sure that you share it with your people. Share it on Twitter. Share it on YouTube. Share it everywhere. All right.
We got a couple more people here. We got Doug Lamb from, I think he's from Sassoon. We got Jeff Sanders from the Moon. We have Regina Polk. She's on the building. Christine Eckhart. Vince Robinson.
Wow.
Morgan Van Hook. Wow, we got so many people. Stitches is in the building, Flash.
Stitches
is in the building.
What's going on?
And Showbiz is in the building, Jerry.
Showbiz, I see that. And then, well, Showbiz is down in Monterey, Salinas area, but Karen Whitney is up in Sacramento. We got
Cleveland in the house.
Vince is from Cleveland. Vince is from Cleveland. Went to high school with Vince. And then we got I saw somebody else. Gloria Tucker Hoffman is watching, and just on Felicia is also here. Joan is here from Arizona. We got all kind of folks. Chicago in the house. So thank you all for joining us every week. Thank you very much for joining us. You picked a good night. Let's get that music going again. CJ Flash.
Trying, girl, to give just what you have. Got that certain kind of man who really needs a lot. So tell him what you do for him. And show him what you got. Don't you know that love is watching you? So speak with your heart. It's the kind of love that guides you through, and you know just what to do. So then make a way to show him.
Chucky, you just keep holding your head like this is your life or something like that.
You guys are putting stuff that's like I haven't heard since I recorded it. Like,
wow,
that's crazy.
Well, then you're gonna love to hear this. This is your 10-year-old audition to Barry White. Go ahead. Get it, Flash. and it's funny. It'd be funny if he had a triangle that he was playing for Barry White.
Right.
All right, talk about that song, then, brother. Talk about the album.
That's If You Really Love Him. That was Vanessa Williams. And I worked on her first album, The Right Stuff. In fact, I played on The Right Stuff. And that was just one of the songs, one of the 3 songs that I co-wrote and played with and produced with Kipper Jones and Rhett Salas, who were part of a group called Tease that I was a part of as well.
Kipper Jones. Oh,
wow. I love Kipper, man.
Kipper.
Yeah,
wow.
Kipper.
Nice.
Shout out to Tease and Firestarter, bro.
Firestarter. Yes, sir.
That's a joy right there, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, Flash, keep it going, man.
All right.
I can't wait to get to school late today and wait for you to pass my way. And bells start to ring, and angels start to sing. Hey, the girl for you. So what are you gonna do? Hey, little girl, I love you so.
I will will never forget that years ago I won $4.83 from some millennial who swore that was done by Troop. I said, "That's the Jackson 5." No, it was. How much money you got in your pocket? I'll match it. She had $4.80. I took every penny of that. But Troop
was her bus
did that.
money.
Yeah, whatever.
I
You need
know.
to respect your elders. Respect your elders.
Absolutely.
But they did do that, man. That's a great jam right there, Chucky.
Well,
Talk about that.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
about that process.
Yeah, that was definitely one that I actually brought to the guys and said, "Hey, this is you should redo this song. This is like, even though it wasn't like a huge hit with the Jacksons, but it was such a great song.
Yeah.
And especially for them, it fit their format. I said, I'm telling you guys, this will work." And they went with it, and boom, the rest is history.
The best move for them. I think what that did for them, I remember loving that song personally, but my parents, my parents were like, "Oh my God," like they hadn't heard that song in years. And then to hear it done with such integrity, I think it just expanded Troop's market share in a way that they probably weren't prepared for.
And it was a natural.
That was the intent. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the intent.
Good job.
And it was a natural pairing, because Steve loved Michael. Steve and Alan, they love Michael Jackson. Oh my God. And they did an amazing job. I'm not just saying this because I'm friends with them, but they did an amazing job. And from what I understand, when the Jackson 5 released, it really wasn't that big of it didn't really impact the market the way they thought it would. And but this rendition was a major hit. It was high charting. So close to you, for taking such an amazing classic and really, just
thank you.
Blessing
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, shout out to Michael Lovesmith, who's the one who wrote that song. So give him a shout out. Great song.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of my
All right,
favorites.
Flash. Well, first of all, Flash, before we just keep throwing music your way, tell us what you thought about that song and why you chose to play that one, and what did it do for you back in the day?
You know what it did? Because I remember the original, and again, it was kind of buried beneath a bunch of other things on that album, so it didn't really stand out. That made me want the original more because their version was so great. I just wanted to listen to it A and B it and see where Troop was able to take it sonically and musically, and what Chucky did on production. It was dope. It really made folks that didn't, even the people that hadn't heard the original, it made them say, okay, all right. So this was, I really loved it. But I do want to speak to this. I noticed in your song structure, whenever you write for people, I love the way that you'll start off with the intro and then you go into the verse. And then before you go into the first hook, you always go into a bridge. I thought that's a signature Chucky Booker piece. That's so dope. Because everybody else would just go from the verse and right into the hook. You go to the first verse, into a bridge, and into a hook.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just a preference of mine that I learned from my godfather.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's just something that I've always used in my production. So
and
that's really interesting that you caught that out, man. That's very very perceptive.
It makes a lot of sense if you listen to Ecstasy when you lay down next to me. Same thing, verse, bridge, hook. So I totally get it now.
You can totally hear the thematic influence that you had from Barry, because one of my favorite songs, and not one of my favorite songs from you, brother, but just I used to use this song to sound check every gig. It was Love Is Medicine. I would sound check to that song, and man, and it was so thematic to me, man. I use that, and I use a Tommy Sims song. I still use them.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So send me those stems. I'm gonna come up with something for you.
There you go,
man. It started to all make sense when I knew the connection between you and Barry White. I get it now. I totally get it, because your songs, they were bigger than other songs in the marketplace, which made it tough for radio to play them, but you couldn't deny them.
right?
Because everything else was kind of watered down, and it forced everybody to step their game up.
Right.
There was very few producers at the time who had that type of layers and structures. Terry and Jimmy, they were doing it. You were doing it. You guys were on the upper echelon, and I, Tommy and Denny, what they started to do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really appreciate them, man. So
Yeah.
that's my my love is medicine stroke right there, bro. That's my
Much
joint.
love,
right there.
man. You
Nice.
put a smile on my face. Thank you.
There we go. Hey, you're watching IRTS Live tonight. We're here every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Tonight, our guest is Mr. Chucky Booker. Say hello to me. I'm Jerry. That's Ryan Nicole, Tracy Dawn, Big Russ, and CJ Flash is way back in the back there. But we're see, just doing that makes it look even worse, man. Okay.
You back there, you bro?
I'm here.
See, normally he's a lot closer than that, Chucky. He really is,
Gotcha.
We're going with it tonight. So keep that music going. We're talking about all this great music that Chucky Booker's responsible for. Go ahead, CJ Flash.
Today, this was brought to my attention. Of how the world has been plagued with infections. Infections of hatred are spreading all around, and it seems that there's no cure to be found. Then tell me, people, what can I do? Sometimes I feel that it's just not you. A blatant statement of love is in demand. For many of us, won't lend a helping hand. And if that is how, I said how it has to be, then it's time for me to try and make you see. Just a little of it, that's what we need. For love is medicine. Love is medicine.
That's for you, Russell. That's for you.
Rhythm selector, rewind. Good pull, Flash. That's why you, my friend, are the music director. Good pull there, sir.
Nice job. Nice job.
Yeah.
Another one, Flash.
Oh, wait, no.
I thought you already talked about it.
No.
You already talked about it.
Yeah,
go
but
ahead,
I want to hear from him.
Okay.
I want to
all
hear.
right.
I want to know what's in his mind with this song.
All right.
What that song, "Love Is Medicine," is about. It's about my take on love in the early '90s as to what my godfather instilled in me. He always told me it's always about love. It's going to be about love, no matter what. Love is the key to everything. Love is the way. So that was my take on it from what he taught me. That was my gift to the world at that particular time, that hey, to let them know that love always wins.
That's real.
You're right.
That's real.
You're absolutely right. Russ, a follow up?
No, it's you can play this song today, and the lyrics ring true today.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you for giving us that gift, man. We appreciate it.
Love.
Absolutely.
Love.
All right, Flash, give us another gift.
I just adore you. You are my natural heartache. Something about you. You sing the way you love and the way you kiss me. And that's the reason why. You've got me spinning. You've got me spinning. Lord, like a merry-go-round. Like a merry-go-round. Round and round I go. Round and round I go. Where will my heart stop? I don't really know.
I love all the energy that all your songs have, man. They're just like great dance songs. Well, did you set out to say, okay, this is going to be in the clubs, this is going to be a great video, or do you write songs like that, or you just write the song and then let everything else take its course?
He's muted.
You're muted.
Way down.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just do, I just go with the flow, whatever hits me at that particular time. I don't really go out and set like, oh, I'm going to write a dance song. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Whatever hits me at that particular time, that's what I do.
I hear that. Well, outside of the club and back into the church, where it sounds like, you obviously have roots, right? I have a question. Your sound was ubiquitous at the time, but it sounds so much like Commission and Fred Hammond and all of that. Did you work with them?
Yes, I did.
You did. Okay. No wonder.
I worked with Fred Hammond and Commission in 1993. I did a single for them called Love Is the Way.
Yes, you did.
I produced
Yes,
that.
you did. Oh, that's the one, man. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I can hear, particularly in your vocal arrangements, I can hear your influence on them. For sure. Yeah. Beautiful work.
Wait, we gotta have a little pause, a little second there.
I want to play. Little play.
I just can I also do this? Can I applaud Ryan Nicole for sneaking in another 4-syllable word for the 37 showing the word ubiquitous. She's the 4 syllables, 37 shows in a row. That's a 4-syllable word.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm really having a moment. That was right there. The commission.
I love the commission. I love everything about the commission, except that Fred is a huge Dallas Cowboy fan. Other than that, I love the commission.
You will get cut.
I love the commission.
Well, he's young. Maybe he'll grow out of it. He's young.
No, he ain't. Fred, no, Fred is not going to grow out of that.
Okay.
No, but that love is the way to.
Oh yes. Come on now.
Okay, I'm having my.
I know. I used to have a hard time not doing the Running Man to commission songs. I'll tell you that much.
Girl, you better get your running man off for the Lord.
For the Lord. The mothers in the church weren't for that.
That's funny.
Put that shoulder, that hand on your
right now, young lady.
Shoulder like that.
Now, young lady.
They would be mad at me. I would have on Adidas and be praising harder than them.
Nice.
I ain't ready for the new Saints.
Nice. That's good. That's good. All right, Flash. Keep it going, Flash.
All I want is you to love me back, but you consider me as just your friend. Yeah. Tell me, baby, how should I react as I hold you in my arms again, with tears in your eyes, 'cause he does you wrong. Girl, I'm running out of patience. It's time to let me in your love life. That's where I belong. I know I can make a difference, 'cause we're not meant to be. By someone you say you love. Until you've been all you love. So someone who never treat you that way.
Nice. Speak on it, Chucky. Speak on it.
To be honest with you, I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what that is?
I love it.
Wait a minute.
I love it.
But let me say this. I know I play synth bass on it because I know the way that I play. So it's probably a session that I did with somebody and I played. It's either, wait, let me take a guess. Is it Bad Boys of the Industry?
Nope.
I think that's the Mac Band, no?
Yep. Yeah.
It's the Mac Band?
That's the Mac Band.
Yeah, you know what? I did do a session.
Bless your heart.
I did do a session for them. I've done so many recording sessions with so many artists that I really can't remember what I've done.
Didn't Godfather Barry talk about getting them checks, bro? You better know your money's. You ain't got paid in 22 years on that one. So.
Yeah, but that particular one, that was just a recording session. I just went in and I played bass on that song, so I had nothing to do with the production or the writing.
What's
but
crazy?
I did play on it.
It's structured just like one of your songs. Like
probably, yeah. I mean, it sounds like, and it also sounds like a Babyface production, but I don't remember. To me, a little bit. It's like I don't know if
Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous.
Get your money.
You gotta wait until you hear the song that you did for the foundation. You hear that one's gonna take you back, bro.
Okay.
The foundation, by the way, was my pantomime group back in high school. Not lip sync, pantomime. That's what we did back in high school.
Yeah, they used to open for Shields and Yarnell.
Oh my God.
See.
I didn't say nothing.
I
nothing-
feel bad. I feel bad because I really don't remember that.
Don't do
I
that.
don't remember.
No.
Don't
you
feel
just
bad.
said that.
Let me warn you. Okay, right here, this cast of characters right here, CJ Flash will pull things that you have no idea.
I'm seeing. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. He knows
All right,
where you are.
get him again, Flash. Get him again.
Here's a curveball for you. This is a
Oh boy!
curveball.
If there's curveballs. That wasn't a curveball, by the way.
No, that was a crooked, but that wasn't. Here's a curveball.
Come on down! Jam! This is the keeper, where I have a tasty treat, inviting you all to a feast. Only the best of fiends can come. We'll have skeletons of fun. So come on down to the Keeper's View. I'm sure it will get rave reviews. Be on time if you can, cause this is the Crypt Jam. Just jam.
That had to be from like a movie soundtrack or something.
Dude, Flash,
You're
you're killing me,
You're
Flash.
crazy, bro.
Wow.
You're crazy, bro. I'm
Alright,
gonna have
so-
nightmares now. Thank you.
It's my turn. I don't know that song. What is that?
Oh, you
That
gotta know
is
that.
is from the soundtrack. I did the title track for the Crypt Jam soundtrack from Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the
Yeah.
Crypt. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that.
HBO, right?
HBO.
Yikes.
Yes.
Dude, the Crypt Jam. Flash, you're a fool for that one, brother. You're a
Yeah,
fool for
you're
that
a
one.
fool for that.
This guy. There you go.
I thought you were
I
gonna
see.
Oh my God.
Do it again. Put a one shot up there.
That's a Crib Jam. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I am the
okay.
Crypt Keeper.
scared.
The Crypt Keeper had the best one-liners, dude.
Yeah, he
Oh
did.
my god, that show was so
Big time.
yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Skeletons of fun.
Skeletons of fun. Yes.
Mhm.
That's a man, CJ. You're something else.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he
I thought
is.
he was when he said curveball, I thought he was gonna play Big Socks. That's what I thought he was gonna play.
I don't know.
That would be a curveball.
I thought we were gonna go Big Socks.
All right, but let me talk a little bit more about some of your history. You were, like we said, a session studio musician. Played with Vanessa Williams, The Callaways, I Want to Be Rich, which is a great song. Of course, we all know you as a music director for some lady named Janet something or other.
Oh, God.
You did the Rhythm Nation tour. We did a whole show on Janet a couple of weeks ago, which was a lot of fun. And you're working with Mr. Lionel Richie right now. You work with Keisha Cole from the Bay.
Yes.
You still doing your thing out there, bro. So talk about what it's like now to not be behind the mic, but just making sure everybody else being the music director for all these concerts and things like that. What's that like?
Oh, it's very comfortable for me because that's what I started prior to me being an actual artist. I never really wanted to be a solo artist to begin with. That's just something I stumbled upon. But I think for me, that's the most comfortable aspect of my career is just working. I like working behind the scenes. I like working with other artists, giving them my perspective of what the show should be, and, things of that nature. That's very comfortable for me, and I love doing that.
I said we got to hear some Janet Jackson and Rhythm Nation story.
But first, I have a question. What's a concert?
Oh,
Yeah.
what's outside?
Yeah,
What's-
remember?
Uncle Jerry, please tell
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, tell
Well,
us.
young,
tell us
come
what
sit by my
concert is.
knee. It used to be it was a ubiquitous performance by people that were doing these things live, unlike the foundation, and they would sing out loud, and people would sing with them, and they throw their hands in the air and act like they didn't care. Used to be a lot of fun.
Wow.
Kind of went the way of movies. It's kind of like movies. Remember movies too?
No, I
The
don't.
movie theaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation. I mean, she was at the top of her game, and man, how'd you get that connection? Other than the fact that you're Chucky Booker, how did that work out?
It's really crazy because I've actually known Janet prior to me getting that gig. We were like friends way before that.
Oh wow.
For some reason, I guess when she was working with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who are basically, I look up to those guys big time. My first album that just came out, and I think Janet was trying to look for a musical director for that particular tour. She talked to Jimmy and Terry, and it was Jimmy and Terry that requested me to do it. And so I thank them for that. She reached out to me and told me to come to the Rhythm Nation party for the release for the album. I went to it, and she just came up to me and said, "Hey, I want you to be the musical director for my tour," and I was just like blown away. But yeah,
You didn't give her let me think about that for a second. Yes.
yeah. Under one condition though, that I open up, that I'm opening an act.
There you go.
I
There
know
you
that's
go.
right.
There you go. There you go.
That's a
I
good
know that's right. How
So
else?
you guys were all over the world. Did that tour go for like a year or two, or how long was that
it
tour?
went for like over a year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's amazing.
They will
She
refer
got
to
all
that.
of my things. I bought merchandise. I think I have a tour jacket in here.
Yeah.
All the
Musicians,
things. I'm like, I'm a big Janet fanatic.
musicians would call that tour a house tour. When
Yeah.
you finish that house, you buy. When you finish that tour, you buy.
Oh, you buy a house.
Yeah.
I hear that. Okay.
Shout out to DOA.
Yeah,
Shout out to
I was
Yes,
DOA.
LA.
Yes.
That's my bestie. That's my
Derek.
Wow.
Now, are you a dancer too? Did she make you get out and dance with the?
No, not with her, but
I mean,
I was too busy playing. I was too busy
Yeah.
playing
Okay.
on stage. So
all right, all
Yeah.
right.
even though I was the opening act and I did my thing for like 30 minutes, and then I would run backstage, change, put on my Rhythm Nation gear, and then run out and do her show.
Ooh, you were working.
Right.
You were working.
Right before-
Hustle.
That's amazing. That's outstanding. You had to have some stamina to play all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. It must have been the fruit. It was the fruit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fruit diet.
You know, a lot of
Fruit diet.
people think that, oh, I bet you that tour was wild and crazy for you guys. I'm like, no, because one band for two artists. I mean, after that night was done, we were tired.
I
Mhm.
bet.
We were
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
I will attest to that because we
Yeah.
hung out backstage, and I was expecting to just see just Sodom and Gomorrah backstage. Them fools, they was back there playing Yahtzee. They had a smoking a peace pipe, just doing a seance.
Yeah.
It's
It's nothing like what you hear.
It's
on,
not what that was my
stories.
first.
It's
That
not
was my
like
first time saying, okay, backstage is not what you think it is.
Overrated. There you go. Now you also served as a music director for Tina Turner.
Oh my God.
Janet and Tina. What was that? Was that during her heyday too? Was that in the 80s? Or?
Yeah, well, Tina, I started, this was in 97.
Okay.
1997, but it's really crazy how I hooked up with her. I was actually on tour as musical director with New Edition at the time. When all that crazy stuff happened, when Guns got pulled up on stage, and
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
and I quit. I was like, you know what? I'm not trying to be in the line of fire for anything.
Yes. Yes.
And I'll never forget it. I was in Las Cruces, New Mexico. I was getting ready to go home. And I got a call from Tina's manager, Roger Davies, and said, we have a situation. Tina's longtime music director, pianist, Kenny Moore, had passed away on the beginning of the tour.
Oh my.
And we don't have anybody to come in. And he said, you were the only guy that I could think of that could come in and do this hit, right? I mean, they had only done one show starting of this big tour. They were in New Zealand. So they asked me if I was interested. I was like, yeah. I said, but the thing is, how many songs? She said, well, she does 30 songs on her show.
Ooh-wee.
Wow.
You have to sing.
Oh.
So pretty much what we'll do is they Delta dashed me the actual video cassette of the show. I got it let's say it was a Sunday. I got the tape on Monday. I learned all 30 songs in one night. I flew out that following Tuesday, got in on Thursday in New Zealand, did a rehearsal that Friday. I did the show.
What?
Wow.
Oh
was
my
with her
God.
for like 3 years after.
Oh
that.
yeah, absolutely. You learning 30 songs overnight. That's
And
amazing.
overnight, yeah.
That's
It's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny you got all that New Edition thing. You said, I'm from San Pedro. I'm not from Compton. I am not from Compton. I'm from San Pedro.
No, I mean, I'm
Gotta go.
I mean, yeah, South Bay. Like,
He
yeah,
said, no, I could get with it, but I wasn't trying to.
yeah,
Okay?
I wasn't trying to.
Yeah. My goodness. That's
Wow.
amazing. That's amazing.
Now, was there a high point from the New Edition tour while you were with them, aside from that moment?
Aside
No,
from quitting,
No,
Yeah, before the quit. Okay.
no, you know what? The tour, once it got rolling, it was great, but it was just like craziness right from the beginning. You know, I work a certain way. I have a certain way of working and doing things, you know, and the guys, they have a certain way of doing things. And from the beginning, it just didn't gel properly until, you know, after a couple of weeks of rehearsal, then it was like, okay, I see what's going on. I see how the guys operate. You know, you got to learn everybody and know what their strengths and weaknesses are. You know, being a musical director is not always about just the music. It's also about relationship and knowing the guys. And I had already had a great relationship with Johnny Dio and with Ralph Tresvant. So I was cool with those guys, you know, right from the beginning. But the other guys, they had to get to know me. But once we got it rolling, it was that tour. That particular tour was killing because it was like New Edition, Keith Sweat, Guy,
Wow.
Blackstreet.
Wow.
Was Hammer on that tour?
No, Hammer wasn't on that tour.
Okay.
That tour was crazy. There were a lot of highs on that tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about one more act that you worked with, Mr. Lionel Richie.
Yes.
So again, let's recap here. So Janet Jackson, Tina Turner,
Yes.
New Edition,
Yeah.
Lionel
TLC.
Richie, TLC, okay, TLC.
Yeah.
And man, so Lionel Richie, you're working with Lionel now because I know we talked a few nights ago when you were just in between rehearsal there or something like that. So
Yes.
I met Lionel once. I used to be in radio. He did a little meet and greet, but just the nicest guy. Just a nicest
Coolest guy ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great guy.
So what's that like? You doing things in Vegas?
We will be. He has a I would say a residency popping off like at the end of September.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it's only, I think it's just a couple weeks, and then after that he's planning to do a huge European tour the following year. In like the summer of next year, it's gonna be huge. It's probably gonna be probably his biggest tour ever.
Oh, that sounds.
I got a question because it seems to be like a thing he does on American Idol. He is the only cat that stands up and gives his comments. What is that about? Like,
you know,
everybody else is sitting. He's like, let me stand up and tell you that was beautiful or that sucked or whatever.
Yeah.
But
you know, I think Lionel is one of the type of people that when he speaks to someone, he wants them to see his entire language, body language, facial, and that's how he presents himself, and that's how he likes to talk. So if you're sitting down, yeah, you see the face, you see the hands, but he's the type of guy who he wants you to receive his full energy of him, like as it is, you know. And he's always been that way since I've known him.
Wow,
you know, he's just one of those guys. He's just straightforward. Yeah.
And really, someone of his caliber like that, when they give you that full engagement and their full attention, even with their body language, that is a major show of grace, a major show of class, and just respect and honor for whoever, you know, is presenting at that time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you don't get that type of attention, you know, from people. You'll be talking to them and they're looking over here, you know, just not engaged. So that shout out to him for that.
Lionel is a people person, period.
Yeah, and I'm going to attest to that. I'm going to share a story that may embarrass you a little bit. I don't know if you remember this, but when Lionel was on, there was a moment when Lionel was on Island Def Jam Records.
Yeah.
And we had him out here to do something really intimate at the Cliff Hotel in San Francisco. And we were able to bring one retailer and a couple of radio people out. And we had this really intimate showcase. And it was just Chucky and Lionel.
Wow.
And the retailer I decided to bring was Joe and Elba Lambert from Creative Music Emporium.
Yes.
And they had been so supportive to Chucky over the years, and they knew Lionel when he was Lionel, and it was just one of those moments. So they got married later in life, and the song that they got married to was "Endless Love." Now, this is on that tour. We were just focusing on the new music. You know, we weren't supposed to do any as 50 Cent would say, any melodies. We weren't supposed to do any melodies. no medleys at all. But I talked to Chucky and I said, yo, these are really cool fans right here. They actually got married, and there wasn't a lot of black people in the room. And Chucky pulled Lionel to the side and told him. And in the middle of this presentation, Lionel serenaded Joe and Elba in front of all these people. Endless Love. And you talk about him standing up. He's a close talker. That's what he is. Let's put it out there. He's a close talker. And he stood maybe 2 feet from them.
Whoa.
Chucky's playing piano over here. And he sang Endless Love to them. And Joe is one of those guys who is like always the coolest guy in the room. Nothing really affects him. Your boy had a tear.
Yeah.
It was a really special, and not only him, but all the programmers that were in the building. It was a moment. It was a moment. So thank you for that, brother. I appreciate it.
Oh man, no problem.
That is amazing. Speaking of which, right? When you think about Lionel's catalog and the instrumentation and just the elaborate, fullness of those songs, I think you're the perfect candidate, number one, to be a musical director and to curate that. But was there any pressure or any intimidation?
Let me tell you, this is a great story of how I got the job as a musical director for Lionel Richie. This fits it perfectly about who he is and who I am. So Lionel was looking for this. Let's cut to 2000. Lionel was looking for a musical director. Everybody and their mother and their grandmother was trying out for this job. Lionel really didn't know me. I mean, he's heard of me, but he really didn't know me. So I get the audition. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna bring all my stuff. I brought my video cassette tapes. I brought all my music, everybody that I've worked with. I've laid everything out for him to see, so he can see, like, hey, I am capable of doing this job. Plus, my very first concert ever was to go see the Commodores, and I was a big Lionel Richie fan. So when I look at the Commodores or I look at Lionel, I'm like, hey, I'm the best musical director you could ever have, because I was a big fan. Zoom is one of my favorite songs of all time. So I get the audition. What Lionel likes to do is he doesn't want to hear you play first. He wants to sit down and have a conversation with you. He wants to know exactly, like, okay, who is this person? Who am I dealing with? So I walk in. I said, hello, Mr. Richie. It's nice to meet you. He said, call me Lionel. I said, okay. He said, let's sit down. Let's have a talk. So we sat down. He told a couple of jokes. I was cracking up. I was dying. He's a comedian. He's really funny. So I'm laughing. And then after 15 minutes, he says, okay. He says, I got 2 questions for you. He said, you do drugs or anything? I'm like, no. Never done drugs in my life. He said, okay. He says, do you smoke? I said, no, I do not. He said, okay. And there was a pause for 15 seconds. And then he says, all right, thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you, and it's nice meeting you, and it was a great interview. And I have all this stuff with me, so I'm like, hey, don't you want to hear, stuff that I've done? I've done all this. He goes, no, it's okay, that's all right. Let's go. Next.
Oh.
So I get outside, and I'm just like, wow. I was outside, and I remember I called my mom. My mom said, did you play for him? I was like, Mom, he didn't ask me to play. My mom was like, oh, no, you didn't get it. That's if you didn't play for him. So I'm like, wow. The very next day, Lionel calls me and says, hey, come meet me at the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills. I'm like, okay. So he didn't say anything. He didn't say nothing about, hey, I'm going to hire you, nothing. So I get up to to the Four Seasons, and downstairs outside they're having lunch. I walk in, and he has all these people, like his crew people. So I walk in, and he goes, hey, you guys, this is my new musical director, Chucky Booker.
Oh, wow.
So I was just, he didn't say anything to me.
Right.
So I smiled like, oh, hi, guys. So he says, here, sit down right here. So I sit down next to him. So I'm smiling at everybody. And the moment everybody goes back to, I hit on like, hey, why you tell me anything? Put me on line like that. You didn't say anything. I said, how come you didn't allow me to play or do anything? He said, Booker, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. He says, I knew you were the MD as soon as you walked in and you smiled at me. He says, I knew right away. He said, there was no need for you to play anything. He says, if you can walk in here, you already know you can play. He said, my thing is I want to make sure that I can live with you every day and make sure that, we're connected in that aspect. He said, I knew you had the gig as soon as you walked in.
That's what's up.
Nice.
Wow.
That's Lionel.
Wow.
Never played a note. Didn't play one note.
Well,
I'm
I'm hearing a pattern though in all these gigs you get. And there's at no point are you asking about money before you get the job. Janet said you're in. Lionel said, okay, can we talk about money? Or?
It's the smile. I'm trying to tell you.
Somebody
on Instagram just said, "Oh my God, his smile is amazing. His dimples." So you got fans, okay?
Yeah, but the dimples are all right. I'm talking about the money though. I mean, you taking these gigs without knowing what kind of money they gonna pay you?
Please,
okay, all right.
Now, Chucky, I do have to say something to you, man. It's the one thing that the brother cannot do. Although it is your favorite song, Lionel Richie came and played the Concord Pavilion. Now, on the map and on your tour routing schedule, it says Concord. People don't understand that Concord is really Oakland East, okay? So he cannot play Oakland and not do Zoom.
Bro, I tell him all the time. I tell him, all the Commodore music that you hear on this show now, all the the R&B stuff, all the black stuff, I had to force him to do it. I had to force him. Yeah, I had to force him.
Bro, they do not want. Nobody in Oakland wants to dance on the ceiling. They don't want to do it.
Now I don't have.
They want to Zoom.
Don't want to hear hello. So.
Hear hello,
ballerina girl. I don't know about that one.
Running with the night.
But you could but here's the thing: you can play all that stuff, but as long as you touch Zoom,
gotta play Zoom.
Exactly.
And you gotta hit it for pop.
Yeah. The long version. The long version.
You can play whatever you want to play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Some of them songs. You can play some of them songs at Walnut Creek. I don't know about Concrete. Fantastic. Hey, look, we've gone a little bit over our time with you, but if you don't mind, we give you maybe one more song, two more songs, then we're gonna let you go. Because I know I said I'm gonna keep you for an hour, but it's been I didn't know when to stop. I couldn't stop.
It's good. It's good.
All right. Oh, you called me G-Dub. I'm his man. Yeah. I'm Chucky Booker's man now. That's my man. Go ahead. Go ahead, Flash. I ain't crying. I don't cry. What you talking
Collectors, they ring my phone. They bother me when I'm not at home. Ain't got no time to be fooling around. Feet hit the floor, then I get on down. You see, I want money, lots and lots of money. I want the pie in the sky. I want money, lots and lots of money. So don't be asking me why. I wanna be rich. Oh.
That's a fun song. That was a fun song, man.
That was fun. I honestly thought that was Lionel Richie back in the day when I was younger. I was like,
a lot of people actually thought that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Until I found out. Yeah.
Lionel was rich. The Calloway brothers came from.
You didn't have to sing that, huh?
I want to be me. That's what Lionel would have been saying. I want to be me.
That song actually has an interesting twist to it because I wasn't even supposed to be a part of that song, but I was actually working in the studio with Angela Winbush. I was working with her. I did a song on her called "Treat You Right."
Yes.
And while I was taking a break, Calloway was in the next room, and I walked out, and they go, Hey, there's our keyboard player right there. Hey, Chucky, come on over to our recording session and just play whatever.
Can we talk about the money first before I walk in?
This is why this man is working. No.
Oh my God.
So I just happened to just walk out and I went over to their session. I heard the song once. I said, all right, give me a track, play it down. I played it down one time. I went back to my session.
Wow.
And she didn't even know that I was next door.
See, that is what's so cool about, not that I know, but being a musician is that you guys have this camaraderie that just, you can just walk out of a room, come in and just play for somebody. I love that, man.
Make a
I
hit.
love that. I love
Tell us
that.
about Angela Winbush. I'm sorry, I'm such a major fan of Angela. I just have to ask, how was that experience? She is just phenomenal.
She is the coldest, what I say, like, writer, producer combination. I mean, she's amazing. Yeah. I actually met her at the time when she was married to Mr. Biggs and Ron Isley. I actually toured with the Isley Brothers on the Honey Nut Cheerios tour with her and with the Isleys and Earth, Wind & Fire back in '94. And I worked with Isley Brothers, and I met her there, and she is just an amazing artist.
So nice, so gracious. But in my opinion, I just feel like she's so under-celebrated and underrated. I mean,
I agree.
So we got to do something about that.
We're gonna have
and that joint, Treat You Right, is the. That is. I got a red letter, or what the radio station will call you when you play something they don't want you to play. Right. So I played "Treat You Right" in the mix on our Saturday show, and boy, they weren't hip. The people who are now programming weren't programmers in the '90s, so they don't know what this community really loves.
Right.
So although the requests and everything were coming in, and all the social media was packing up, they were sending. Well, we don't know what this song you played at 8:36. What was this song?
Oh my God!
Now, let me ask you one of those questions. Like, all these people that you've worked with, is there somebody out there that you haven't worked with yet that you want to work with?
Wow.
Other than Ryan Nicole.
Yeah, other than Ryan. You know what? Honestly, I would love to work with Maxwell.
Wow, Jesus!
I would love to work with Maxwell. I really would. I'd like to sonically. I think we would make a great team. And just get together, collaborate, do some stuff. Yeah, I would love to work with Maxwell.
I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you met him? I'm sure you met him, right?
No, I've never met him, but we do talk on IG. We talk a lot. Just going back and forth. Also, Eric Benet, me and Eric. I would love to work with Eric. We've been talking, but our schedules are just so crazy right now. We just never really had the time to.
I'd love to hear you work with Tamia.
I'd love to work with Tamia.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Nice.
And some of the I'd like to hear, like, there's some people, some contemporaries that I'd love to hear you. I'd love to hear you do some stuff with Roberson and and Raheem. I'd love to hear you do some stuff. I know what now CJ's ears are going to pick up, but with you and Leela would really come up with some.
Oh yeah, Leela Jane. Oh my God. This whole panel is a part-time A&R, so feel free.
I love it.
Feel free to pick up
another person, Alex Isley. I love Alex Isley.
Yes. Undoubtedly. Yeah, the list is long. You should be working with a lot of people.
But first Ryan Nicole and then everybody else.
And then everybody else.
Then backgrounds.
Then Maxwell.
No. Maxwell's going to sing background on the Ryan Nicole project.
There we go.
There it is.
Right there.
There we go.
Just get him to sing something besides Lake by the Ocean, whatever that
is. Well, let me tell you, I've met Maxwell again in my radio days a few times because he would come to the Bay 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
And again, you would like him a lot because he's just the nicest, almost goofy kind of guy when he gets comfortable. And by that third trip to San Francisco to do meet and greets, he was really showing that goofy side, which was fun. It was cool. So I could definitely see you guys working together. That would be fantastic.
That would be. I think it would be great.
Well, we're gonna put that in the atmosphere. It's been said. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
All right, CJ Flash, you got one. Oh, I'm sorry, Russ. Go
I
ahead.
got one more question before we get into the last song.
Okay.
You work with, a Motown legend, which was, Lionel. You also work with Diana Ross. What was that like?
Well, that was a very interesting song that I did with Diana, only to the fact that I never met her. We didn't work together, but I did the song. I did a song. What's the song I did? It was
Sugar Free.
Sugar Free. Yeah. I did a song called Sugar Free, but what I did was I just did the demo, put the vocals on it. I sent it to Connecticut where she had her studio and her engineer, and she just sung it basically as close as she could to the demo that I had. And that was it. So I didn't get a chance to really vibe with her, meet with her, but she loved the song, so that was good enough for me.
That was a horrible question, Russell Gatewood. That was a horrible question.
No, not at all.
You never even met the woman.
We didn't know.
Never met her.
Okay,
No,
well,
it's a testament to your magic.
Did you meet In Vogue when you did Silent Night?
Yes.
Okay, so I got one right. Okay, I got one. All right.
Yeah, well, we were all in the studio together. So.
Okay, I got that.
I feel like we got 6 degrees of separation from everybody in the world now,
Right.
except Diana Ross, I guess. So just by getting to know Chucky Booker a little bit. CJ, give us one more Chucky Booker song. We're gonna let this man go on about his night. So go ahead, brother.
Would you be with me if I had nothing? If I couldn't buy you something? Now you've got your share. Look who's paying. I got your thing together, and you're not staying. I've worked hard to get the things I have. Ooh, oh, I've worked hard to get the things you need, and I wanna know why you wanna play on me. Why you wanna play games on me? Why you wanna play?
Oh man.
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac.
Okay, no.
Return of the Mac.
You know what?
You know it back.
CJ, do not mess up that man's song with that Return of the Mac.
No.
Right now.
That's why I don't like Return of the Mac.
What is that?
There's a horn. I don't know. It's over now.
It's still going.
Really committed sacrilege.
It's Russell.
Is it Russ?
It's
It
not
was
me.
you. It's gone now.
It's gone.
Okay. That was weird.
It's Russell's fault.
Russ's phone or his headset.
Keep him muted.
Metro headset happened. Oh my God.
It's because CJ he committed sacrilege by singing that song.
No, I'm going to tell you why. Because Russ tries to get me to like that song, and the reason I don't like it has a lot to do with this song.
I hear you.
I love this song.
I hear
Return of
you.
the Mac is a bite. I'm sorry.
You're right about it.
I love this
You know
song.
what? Now you just further because I was not a fan of Return of the Mac.
Yeah.
And now that you made that comparison,
Yeah.
I'm super hating now. So
See?
I have grounds to hate on it. I got
Why you wanna play your hate on me?
And now Chucky, your big brother G-Dub got to ask, did you get some money from that Mark Morrison character?
On the grounds, I have to plead the fifth.
Okay,
Because
all right.
because it's still in contention.
Okay.
We're dealing with it.
I was half kidding, but okay, all right.
Well,
That's the real reason why that brother was trying to rob that 7-Eleven to get Chrissy's coin.
Oh my God.
That's the real reason.
That's
But
right.
I got to tell you something about the song Games.
Oh,
The
my
impact of
goodness.
that song is so strong. That song single-handedly started that whole Smooth Grooves
Yeah.
campaign. What Barry Benson put together with Rhino Records, it really was framed around games,
Right.
and he just filled in all the gaps after that. So props for that, brother.
Thank you.
I like
Jerry,
that.
I actually have a video that I wanted to share.
Let's go.
That is related to that song, and it really touched my heart. Just I'm gonna play it, and then we'll talk about it. But it's related to that song. So I'm
All right.
if I can get my technical situation together.
Then we're gonna let this brother go and
Happy
eat
Tuesday,
dinner.
Mr. Booker. I'm Sergeant Nicholson. I'm in the U.S. Army. I'm about to get deployed to Kuwait. I heard that you were going to be having an interview with the one and only Miss Tracy Anderson that unfortunately I'm going to miss, but I definitely want to shout you out. I love good music. Love good music. And one of the songs that you created is on my playlist. This collaboration right here, though. Mr. Booker, continue to do what you're doing. Continue to shine the light. Continue to be positive. We love you.
Wow.
Nice.
That was precious.
Nice.
Oh my
God bless
goodness.
him.
Let's go.
God bless him.
That touched me. That
Yeah.
touched me.
That's a friend of yours, Tracy?
Yes, a friend of mine. He's getting ready to get deployed to Kuwait.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we were talking about the song. We were talking about Chucky. He was like, wait a minute. He did games. So, he's a young guy, right? So I was like, what you know about games?
Yeah, what you know about
But
that?
that just shows that you are touching all generations.
Yeah.
Your music is classic. And if it could be an inspiration to someone who's getting deployed to Kuwait, you're just amazing.
Yeah.
So we just
That
want
is
to
really
celebrate
nice.
you today.
Yeah, well, we thank you so very much for doing this show tonight, man. You've been a lot of fun. I feel like we all know you now, so or at least I know Russell already did, but I definitely feel like I know you now. And much respect to you. All these comments are saying
Thank
people
you.
didn't know that you were doing this and doing that. So I think you got a whole bunch of new fans
Wow.
all up on this show and all around the country, man. So we appreciate
Yeah,
you,
man.
brother. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I had a great time. Thank you guys so much. I had a great time.
Oops. Sorry.
Again with the horns.
That's
There's a
not
nice
me.
moment. There's a nice moment. You just gotta let that moment just.
I know.
Oh,
Okay.
That wasn't me.
direct him, Chucky. Direct somebody, whoever it is. But thank you very much, and you have a great night. And hey,
much.
I'm gonna get your address when we're done because I want to send you a mouse pad.
Okay.
Okay, all right, see there, and I'm gonna send you a T-shirt. So what size T-shirt you wear?
Just give me an XL is fine.
Okay,
There you go.
and I'm gonna send you a whole prize package from the IRTS crew and IRT.
Okay.
We appreciate
Yeah,
you, all right, brother.
we'll add some of our stuff in it too, man.
That's
There you
indeed.
go.
That's
Okay,
indeed.
cool.
Because
cool.
you and I, we could have had a whole show just on Marvel versus DC. You know,
Absolutely.
we could have went there,
Absolutely.
bro. I'll hit you later.
Podcast.
All right, bro. Hit me up, man.
Yep, yes, sir.
Okay.
I got you.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Okay.
Chucky.
All right.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Peace, brother.
All right, brother.
All right.
All right, fantastic. So
Wow.
listen, let's go to commercial right now. We're going to come back with all the segments. We got some entertainment news. We got some new music Tuesday. We got some pictures. We got some videos, all kind of things. So we'll be right back after this word from our sponsors. You're watching IRTS Live.
IRTS Live is brought to you by United Players. It takes the hood to save the hood. Lifelong Medical Care offering free vaccines for everyone 12 and over. Call Lifelong at 510-549-5454 or visit lifelongmedical.org. This episode is powered by PlushLifeMedia.com. Let us remix your digital presence. Hey, we've got gear. Visit IRTSShow.com for coffee cups, caps, t-shirts, and just added IRTS Live mouse pads and personal protective masks. Founded by our own Ryan Nicole, check out Haven, a cultural media production and distribution initiative for housing justice. Find out more at havenprojectoakland.com. Join DJs Big Russ and CJ Flash for the world-famous show live, Fridays, noon to 4 Pacific. Catch them on the following social media platforms. And if you'd like to join us as a sponsor, please email us at info@irtsshow.com.
Welcome back. You're watching IRTS Live. Tonight we've had a great time with Chucky Booker. We got a little more fun for you, so don't you go nowhere. Tell you what, let's do this What's Your Jam that we do each week. I got one that may surprise you a little bit. Somebody on the panel, go ahead and hit that button for us, Tracy.
Oh Lord, what is it?
I got it. Boom.
Let me do it.
Let me do it.
Hey, what's going on? I am Jerry Dub, the host of I Remember That Song and IRTS Live. And tonight, we're bringing you another edition of What's Your Jam? And who better to be with me than my man, CJ Flash. What's going on, Flash?
Everything is copacetic, my brother. Everything is copacetic.
There you go with those 4-syllable words again. Copacetic, you know. Use it in a sentence.
Everything is copacetic. I just did.
I knew that. All right, so tonight we have another intelligent brother with us tonight. His name is Michael, but we know his full name is Michael Austin because Michael is born, raised, and still living in Oakland. He's a community advocate. He's a father of a young man named Onyx who's going to lead the world one day, and he's a husband of our very own Ryan Nicole from IRTS Live. Michael, what's good?
Man, everything is everything.
See? Catching on.
Hey, if Marvin Gaye said it and CJ said it, I'm with it.
Then it must be true. It must be true. So, Michael, you born and raised and proud to be from Oakland, right?
That's right. Born in Kaiser, Oakland. Graduated from high school here in Oakland. Bought a house in West Oakland. So, you know, still holding on.
We got to ask which high school you represent.
Bishop O'Dowd.
Oh, you got that money, that private school money. Okay.
Scholarship.
See, you thought I didn't know. Okay, well, that's even better. That's even better. So, look, Michael, I really want to have you on because, you know, we love your wife and she is such a wealth of music knowledge and things like that. I know that she must share it with you. So I said, you know, this is also a good chance that one day Ryan might have to run outside or something. We could have you pop in her seat and do the show for her.
Oh yeah. Little known fact that sometimes I'm yelling the name of the artist from downstairs while the show is on.
Okay.
Don't tell anybody.
Nobody will know. Okay, we'll edit that part out. Don't worry about it. All right, so Michael, my man.
Yeah.
Tell me about what's going on in your world when you think about music. What is that song that you've been like, man, my whole life, this has been it? Michael Austin, what's your jam?
Yeah, I have a lot of jams, but when I thought about it, the song that I do not get tired of is Notorious Big's One More Chance remix. And I just have a really specific memory tied to that song. So every time I hear it, I'm back in 1995. It had just come out. The single had just been released. My homeboy taped it off the radio. It was Festival at the Lake weekend, and it was O'Dowd graduation weekend for the class of 95. Wow. My partner, his parents had just gotten that Camry. Remember when the Camry body style flipped over? Mm-hmm. Black peanut butter interior. We were rolling. He taped One More Chance off the radio. So we listened to that over and over again. We had to rewind the tape because it was a tape. And we just rode the lake, just feeling super fresh. And then we went to the graduation party of like the most popular senior from the class of 95. Now, at this time, I was a sophomore. So now I was the only sophomore at this graduation party for the coolest senior. I had on my like Donna Karen shirt. I just knew I was fresh. And we just played One More Chance over and over again. So whenever I hear that song, I'm just back feeling jiggy and fresh and all that good stuff.
All that 1995 stuff. So,
man,
you know what was
like
cool?
And it feels great.
It's cool that you never got tired of it.
Yeah, you know, sometimes some songs by Notorious Big I don't really need to hear again. But that one, it keeps going. Keeps going.
All right, well, I love that. Hey, look, I'm Jerry Dove. That's CJ Flash. That's Michael Austin, a very vivid memory of his jam. We'll see you next time on another episode of What's Your Jam.
Lyrically honest.
First things first. I pop the
Wow.
freaks all the honey.
Hey, dummy.
Yeah, he had the props and everything. Had the props just ready to go right there.
Michael Austin stays ready.
There you go. There you go. I have What's Your Jam. Okay, if you guys like that, listen, there's a chance for you to be a part of a What's Your Jam episode. I've got some little special things I'm sending out to people. Let me back up a little bit. I scared myself. I scared myself just now. So who was that? It was me. It's all of a sudden.
Like a Missy Elliott video. Wait a minute.
Okay.
I scared myself. You want to do an episode of What's Your Jam? Hit me up. Oh, you go, Russ. Okay.
There
I'm
it is.
getting dizzy. Getting dizzy.
I like
Hit
the
me up.
wheels. Go, Russ.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say about that. But hit me up and maybe we can do a What's Your Jam with you too. So CJ Flash, it's IRTV time. I remember that video. What you got?
Well, we're going to forego this week simply because of construction.
Ah.
Be able to see it because construction.
Aha.
It's
But
hindering.
we can see your wingspan. We can see your wingspan. So that's good.
Yeah, that's your bootleg Michael Jordan poster right there.
Yeah.
That one?
No.
Or
No,
if you
not
do like
that one.
this.
Oh, you talking about this?
Yes.
Or if you flap it, you can do more your Morris Day in the time.
There you
Flap
go.
your wings like that. Or Patty LaBelle, one or the other. So like that. All right, so we will then
It's this big.
Right.
I want the night. Please.
okay, control of show. Here we go. All right. Russell Gatewood,
Yes, sir.
do we have your photos loaded up?
I
What?
thought you said you loaded them.
I did. I loaded them in there. They're in there. They're in the folder.
Okay, y'all talk amongst yourselves right quick.
Okay, then let's do this. Let's have Ryan Nicole talk about the New Music Tuesday and talk about, is this going to be a song to remember? What you got for us, Ryan?
I will. Well, it's not new because I wanted to get something that kind of reminded me of Chucky Booker, our artist feature for the day. And, you know, I was hard pressed to find an artist that's from now that, you know, has that kind of influence. But to me, this artist has listened to artists like Chucky Booker and has done his best, or is continuing to do his best to kind of replicate a sound, an aesthetic, a gentleness in this industry of kind of hyper masculinity, but we could talk about that later. But this brother Khalid has a few songs that are out, and I think if there's anybody who might sound or have a vibe like Chucky Booker, it would be him. And so this song is one of my favorites, and it came out last year, and it's a summer jam, so it's appropriate for right now.
Okay.
So let's hear it.
Watch, not a Richard. It's 1,000,000+3 reasons I lie. I could admit it. And I just don't want you to waste my time. Cause I'm trying to get with you. I be feeling down, but I'm fine when I'm with you. You be thinking I be lying when I say I miss you, girl. You know I'm on your body like a tissue. They be calling you Illuminati when I'm with you. I say maybe it's your third eye, I love you, Mitchell. BBS is on me, look like now later lick you up. I bet you never go back to the guy that was with you. She got every pair, Chanel out of Soho. Try back, go hit the city to show off. And when you get dressed up, you take hours. Baby girl, you know you can do whatever, you got power. Got me sitting in my phone, I've been waiting for hours. I'm all lost in the mirror, picture we fresh out the shower. So I might as well swing over to your place. Nah, it's crowded in LA, but I'll be there late if the traffic allows it. Sit you down, I can show you around if you're really about it. But for you, I got something to prove. What do you?
That's Khaled. That's Khaled on IRTS Radio. Ryan Nicole.
Yeah.
Is that man singing or is he rapping?
Well, the first guy was rapping. I would have played it starting at the minute mark, and that's Kali singing the song. But you know, it's a nice, smooth, kind of easy singing. It's not your it's not blowing like back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Just a mellow vibe. You see him on the cover, he had a red cup. He's just chilling, you know. Mm-hmm. That's the whole vibe. But he can sing. He can sing.
He can sing.
Yeah.
So that is somebody an old school cat like me should pay some attention to.
Yeah, really.
think so.
Matter of fact, I'll send you a couple titles that you can dig into. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because you guys a few years ago, you guys introduced me to who's my
Anderson
drummer, Anderson Paak. Yeah, and I liked him a lot. So
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about.
Mhm,
All
mhm.
right. So Khaled, I know his name. I know he's big out there. It's just I'm not familiar with his music, but thank you for that.
No
Thank you for
worries.
sharing that with us. Okay.
No worries. My pleasure.
All right. Are we ready for Russ's thing now, or are we going to go to the end?
Thing.
All right. So now we have got the view from the DJ booth. A view from the DJ booth. You know,
Yes, A view.
I only came up with the title. I guess I should remember it. So here's A view from the DJ booth with Russell Gatewood. Go ahead, Russ.
So I chose someone that Chucky had worked with, I thought. And then I found out tonight that he never worked with the woman. He just sent the music to her and she did her own thing. So I have pictures from a show that we did with Diana Ross. So she had 7 wardrobe changes.
Wow.
I mean, she came out with some Bob Fosse, Carol Burnett with the curtains. She came out with so many different outfits. It was crazy. But when you see her perform and when you're next to her on stage, you really get a feeling for just how much of an impact she has on the entire history of music that we celebrate today. She is, she was in the Supremes, but she is Diana Ross. She is ridiculous. And, she never really sang out of her comfort zone. So she doesn't have a problem replicating what she did.
Nice.
She's never going to get out of that box.
Right.
And she was everything you want as far as a diva. It says diva, it says Diana Ross. But I didn't see any of the negative stuff. I just saw just in all her gloriness,
Wow.
with super hair, super gowns, super sequins, super talented.
Nice.
Diana Ross.
Was that a few years ago when she did San Jose and then the Paramount?
Yeah.
I saw her in San Jose, and I was like the second or third row, and I got a lot of pictures too, not as great as these, but I got some good ones. And you're right.
Yeah,
7 or 8
kicked us
outfits
off the stage when.
Oh, is that right?
When we did our thing, and then you guys are to help. Get out of here. But we had passes, so we could go wherever we wanted to go. But she didn't want anybody on the stage.
Understandable.
And what I liked about her and Lionel, who we were talking about with Chucky, that you can tell that Motown roots that they got because they just knew how to entertain the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
She's literally been singing those songs for 55 years.
Wow.
But she knew that somebody out there was hearing it for the first time, and she just gave it up. So nothing but respect for Diana Ross.
Yeah. That's a great attitude to take too, that somebody out there is hearing it for the first time. I never really thought about it like that, but that's great.
Word.
Right. Well, good shots. Good shots. A view from the DJ booth. Very good.
You
shots.
too. If you have your cell phone, you could be on I Remember That.
Not
That's
true.
right.
Not true.
You don't have the eye that he's got.
You gotta have an eye.
The eye and the access. The eye and the access. We don't need no view from the lawn. Taking a picture of the screen, the big screen. We don't need that.
The view from outside because I have no ticket.
Okay.
Okay, Tracy. Let's not go there. No, hey, you. Don't go there.
Other way.
Other way.
I'm sorry.
Fussing at the wall.
She did that on purpose to you, man. She did that on purpose.
Push you up.
Tracy, how about you give us some entertainment news?
Oh, most certainly. Let me get my little situation together. So this week, I just kept it kind of brief, right? We had some things going on. One thing in particular, which I found to be very intriguing, and that is we have a newly appointed executive at Def Jam, and he goes by the name of Snoop Dogg. Snoop. I'm like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. We need our voices. We need our veteran voices in places of influence. So I'm very, very excited. But Snoop Dogg has joined Def Jam Recordings as an executive, creative, and strategic consultant. And so I'm so excited about that. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do. But in that new role, that will allow him to strategically work across the label's executive team and artist roster. So knowing him, he has such a love for East Coast, West Coast, down South. So he will honor, I'm sure, everyone, whoever, whatever projects he will be working on. So I'm very, very excited for him doing this. What I love about Snoop is that, he dives in like 10 toes down, and whether it's a cooking show, with Martha Stewart or a gospel project. I mean, he really stretches the limits of what people assume he should be doing.
Right.
And so I'm really, really excited to see what he's going to do. He's very creative, and we are cheering you on, sir. We are definitely cheering you on. So hot off the presses today, I found out that ASCAP is going to be honoring Swiss Beats, Timberland, and D Nice for the Voices of Culture. And this is going to air Tuesday, June 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific. And that's going to be online. And basically, they're saluting them because of all of their efforts during quarantine.
That's dope.
So I think that's amazing, to really, because they did so much for music in general, and then expand across all genres. So, and then, out of that, Swiss and Timberland did a huge deal with Triller, and it's just so many positives, and that says something about our culture. Our culture. It could be a whole pandemic, a whole social unrest. It could be all the things, and we're going to find a way to still blossom and still inspire. So salute to them. And then just in a final note here, it was reported today that Mariah Carey left Rock Nation Management.
Wow.
So she did a partnership with Range Media. So we will be keeping our eyes open to see what's going on with Mariah. But from what I understand, she is in the studio recording. And so, I'm here for a new Mariah record. What about you guys?
Yeah, me.
Interesting.
From what I understand, it was not a nice departure from rock. She had a big argument for Jay, from what I understand.
Well, then there's that part. I was trying not to really spill tea.
Oh, okay.
No show. You spill it.
That's all I know. I just know what I read on the intranet. I thought it was Jay-Z.
Jay Brown or Jay-Z?
It's probably Jay Brown.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I just heard that she had a big falling out with somebody. So,
Nice to work with Jay Brown. All right.
Now let's get some belated
entertainment news.
Wow. Well,
very nicely done.
Good job, Tracy. Good job.
As always. We'll say some belated birthdays from Mr. Tom Jones yesterday. Of course, Dean Martin also had a birthday yesterday.
Oh, okay, Dean. All right.
And if that's not enough swag for June the 7th, my man Prince had a birthday yesterday.
Absolutely. Shout out to Prince.
Yeah.
Prince.
And Kanye had a birthday today.
Yay. Oh.
Yay. Give it up for Kanye.
Yay for Yeezy.
Yay for Yeezy.
Yay for Yeezy.
Okay. All right, let's talk about what you guys got going on, and then we're gonna say good night to everybody. But first, let's talk about what you got going on this week. Ryan Nicole, you're nodding your head. What you got?
Everybody's inviting everybody back outside. I am trying to be sparing about my choices, but this weekend I have an event called the Feast of Resilience, and it's actually a theatrical event. They're honoring a playwright by the name of Star Bialik and a few other people. And I have the honor of hosting that. So I will be out and about in the city amongst humans in real time. That's going to be different. I hope I remember how to talk to people in person. And next week, there are several, as you all know, Juneteenth events. And I've been asked to host a couple. And I will see about what I feel most comfortable with. But just check the internets. There are a lot of events going on and real reason to celebrate. So I just ask that people do it safely.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just putting my toe out there. One toe or two toes. We'll see. I'm not jumping out into anything just not ready for all that. But We'll try to get out. Okay, that's great. Tracy, Dawn, what you got going on? I know you're always busy. You're probably going to get back online in about 9 minutes or so, but go ahead. While we still have you now, tell us what's going on.
Listen, I'm online as we speak. We're trying to multitask tonight. We're trying to do a little something. But formally, this Thursday, I will be going live on Clubhouse. And I'll be with Bay Area's own David Burris, who now resides in Long Beach, and we'll be talking about relationships. So those that are married, those that are wives in waiting or husbands in waiting, we are dropping some amazing gems. So that'll be on Clubhouse, and you can follow me there at Plush Life Media, or just look up Tracy Dawn and you will see me there. I'm dusting off my events hat. I have a big event that I'll be announcing in the coming weeks, in which I'm excited about. And so, yeah, we're just trying to stay busy in these streets, you know. And then if they want to follow me, you can. Well, okay, I got Ryan's. That's love, right? I got Ryan's information going at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on Clubhouse giving any advice. Let me tell you that. Oh, Tracy.
But if you want to follow me, you can. You can hit my like page here on Facebook, Tracy D. Anderson. You can also join my Plush Life Media group on here if you so choose. And you know, I'm Plush Life Media on all platforms. So Instagram is where it's lit. If you want to come and chat with me, you know, jump on one of my live broadcasts or something like that, feel free to follow your girl.
Yeah. And you also should make sure you follow her on IG, because you get those beautiful daily photo shoots that she Tracy's so good for it. She's so good.
A little inspiration for the people.
Yeah. I like it when you just do the picture and you're like, wait for somebody to talk. You just, oh, hey, what's up, y'all?
It's not the picture, guys. It's the caption. See,
I like that.
The caption. I try to give a little inspiration.
But the picture is the hook.
I just stayed there long enough to see what she was going to say, so it worked for me.
Jerry is a little confused. He's confusing the pictures with the beginning of the live.
You mean the pictures or the live? That's what moves.
It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, follow me, Plush Life Media. Don't be shy. I'm DM friendly. You know, if you have any media needs or content needs or anything like that, holler at your girl. I also have a club on Clubhouse under the same Plush Life Media, and we're going to be doing some exclusive interviews there. So, yeah, don't be shy.
Good follow. She's a good follow. Speaking of good follows, Russell and CJ, I wish I could stand up right now without y'all seeing the middle of my sweatpants. But the last 2 weeks that you guys have been going on the Friday extravaganza with the Stone Soul one 2 weeks ago, and then last week when you did the Prince thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know those two guys. I know those guys.
Worthy.
I know them. Fantastic work. How in the world are you going to follow that up this Friday?
Well, this Friday, it's going to be, you have to turn your volume all the way up, because we're playing in the mix, not one, not two, but 3 albums from the Foundation. So you have to turn your volume up all the way up.
I just give you all that love, and look what you're doing.
3. I'm trying to get your publishing up, bro.
Russell, can I talk to you in the kitchen for a minute?
No, Mama, no. Mama, no.
Talk about your shit.
We need the iron. You know the iron.
Okay.
Mama, no. So me and the cat, the cat over there, wait in the bleachers. We have a show. I must be in the front row. We have a show every Friday. It's the world famous show that has become the extravaganza, and it's 4 turntables, 2 DJs, 2 microphones, and it goes down. And we have so much fun. Last week was a lot of fun. Sorry, Facebook. Sorry, Instagram. But we're bringing you back this week. And I don't know what we're going to do this week for a theme. I haven't really thought about it. Maybe Flash will bring up something. We'll do something special. Sure. And even if it's not, a theme show, it's still going to be me trying to play music with this dude who is, as you can see from this show, is a musical genius. And the things he can put down on 2 turntables is just It's just ridiculous. So
I'm talking about what she posted, not anything you're saying.
It's 12 to 4 on Friday.
Scott.
On all your favorite platforms, Mixcloud,
Yes.
hotdogwater.com,
Love that one. My
Instagram, Facebook Live, Twitch.tv, and Periscope via Twitter. So it's a lot of fun. The world famous show. Come on in, have a blast with us.
And the best watch is on Twitch because there's nothing that gets it's uninterrupted.
Yeah.
Beautiful HD quality, and you get to see all the boys doing their thing. So I'm very
you can play it and scroll on whatever else you need to scroll on. That's what I enjoy about it.
Right. You can minimize it and keep doing what you're doing. You know, I love that. So again,
one more thing I forgot to mention. We're also doing the NAACP's Juneteenth Festival celebration, okay, which is next Saturday at Laney College. Laney College. We'll be down there. There's going to be a lot of different things, a lot of cultural. They're going to have the libation celebration. They're going to lay the whole thing out. So we'll be out there. We'll be blessed to contribute. So come on out.
Glad to hear
Laney College. But NAACP, hopefully they'll change the acronym soon. But the NAACP,
in 100 years, I don't think that's going to happen.
It might.
Not with BIPOC back out. No, bruh. We still color peoples.
I guess so. But now it's all the colors.
Right.
I want to add one more thing in here too. So last week we gave away some opportunity to see Mary J. Blige's documentary that's coming up in a couple of weeks for free. I still got a few of those left. So if you want to see Mary J. Blige, the documentary, we kind of run out of time. Otherwise, I'd run that trailer for you. So look on the just Google Mary J. Blige documentary, and you'll see a nice little 3-minute
My life.
A nice little 3-minute video of Mary J. Blige's life. And we got some free passes thanks to Russell Gatewood. And also, all I need you to do is hit me at info@IRTSshow.com, and you too will be watching Mary J. Blige before the general public for free, courtesy of Russell and all of us here at the IRTS Live Show.
And Amazon Prime Video.
I said we show the video. That's exciting.
Okay, well, if we still got time, let's go.
Let's do it.
Ooh, going down. The only thing I think that kept us guided was the music. My whole world's upside down. It just saved you.
Global superstar. Double Oscar nominee. 9 Grammy Awards.
The queen of hip hop and R&B. Mary J. Blige. Real love.
Nobody sounds like her. When Mary sang, I heard the pain of a generation.
In the neighborhood we lived in, it's like prison. There was a lot wrong, and there was a lot I needed to get out. That's why I had that pen.
Sleep don't come easy.
My life is probably my darkest hour. At one of the darkest times I've had. Most of the times I was just depressed and didn't want to live. I had it all inside, and I was able to sing it and write it. I didn't know that so many people felt the same way.
She made it okay for people to say it's all right to be me.
We still don't get to see that a lot, you know? Still.
Ooh, baby, I'm going down.
If you're here tonight and you're a Mary J. Blige fan,
I'm going down.
You have been tested. You have been tried.
My whole world.
And you have been proven.
A lot of young black women could relate to where she came from.
She gave us a face. She gave us a name.
You did something really powerful by inspiring each other to want to live to see another day.
There's that guy again. We don't know if he keeps it. I'm so glad you played that, because that's such a powerful little 2.5 minutes or whatever. You gotta see the rest. So just hit me up.
Compelling.
info@IRTSshow.com, and we'll get you not a link, but what did you say it was, Russ? It's not a link.
No, it is a link. It's not a download.
It's not a download. Okay, there we go. We'll get you hooked up.
A VHS tape.
A VHS tape. I got one of those somewhere around here too.
So if you act, first 5 people will get a laser disc from Jerry Dub.
A beta.
Right.
Lord.
Hey,
Oh, you really have them on deck.
For real?
And a laser disc? What is that?
Oh my God.
Let me ask this question really quickly. Any of you DJs out there, any of you people out there that got a reel-to-reel and you can convert it to a download or a CD even, please let me know.
It has
James
to be a 2-track reel-to-reel. You got to be specific because they got all kinds of reel-to-reels, 8-track, 16-track.
Now, how you gonna ask the world and you got
I did ask them and they didn't have it. That's why I'm asking.
He knows that we don't have papyrus. We don't have that.
This right here is me on the radio in 19 something like that. And I need to hear it again.
I'm sure somebody could transfer that for
I've just put it out there. Anybody want to do it? I will give you $4.83 out of one.
Please connect this brother with Wolfman Jack so we can actually they can work on this thing.
And with that, we're gonna say good night.
Wolfman Jack.
We're gonna say good night.
We got it. We got 8-track tapes and we got mouse pads. It's Wolfman Jack.
Now you won't be able to talk for 2 days. You're gonna hurt your throat.
Fine, I can talk right now.
I'm sorry, everybody. This is generally the conversation we have after the show.
IRTS After Dark.
Yeah, it is. So look, thank you again for watching. We had a great time with Chucky Booker. That was a fantastic show. And we got another great show for you next week and the week after that and the week after that. So we will see you next time on IRTS Live. Have a great night.
IRTS Live is brought to you by United Players. It takes the hood to save the hood. Lifelong Medical Care, offering free vaccines for everyone 12 and over. Call Lifelong at 510-549-5454 or visit lifelongmedical.org. This episode is powered by PlushLifeMedia.com. Let us remix your digital presence. Hey, we've got gear. Visit IRTSShow.com for coffee cups, caps, t-shirts, and just added IRTS Live mouse pads and personal protective masks. Founded by our own Ryan Nicole, check out Haven, a cultural media production and distribution initiative for housing justice. Find out more at havenprojectoakland.com. Join DJs Big Russ and CJ Flash for the world-famous show live Fridays, noon to 4 Pacific. Catch them on the following social media platforms. And if you'd like to join us as a sponsor, please email us at info@irtsshow.com.